This is the Improve and Have Fun podcast, where I'm improving myself, having fun along the way, with the hopes of encouraging you to do the same. I document my life, and by doing so, it helps me to create content for this podcast, my vlog, and let's go ahead and get into it. Remember last week when I said I was going to go ahead and split up the podcast into 5 parts, one podcast per section, basically? Well, scratch that. It's too much work. I'm trying to have more time to do other things. I enjoy doing the podcast, and if I did that, it's just going to take so much work. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to stick to what I was doing in the last few episodes. So bear with me. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. This first section of the podcast that I wanted to discuss was this one section that I read in Mark Manson's Models book, Attract Women Through Honesty, which I've mentioned before, but I read this part and this really blew my mind. It's regarding a porn and masturbation diet. I'm going to read you a section, so it's going to take some time. Let's get into it right now. Since the advent of internet pornography, it's become easier than ever for men to satisfy those sexual urges. And in 2011, there's an entire generation that has grown up always having access to as much pornography as they want since a young age. There are a lot of anti-pornography movements, and there are even theories about pornography addiction that are thrown around, and there's no hard scientific evidence yet for porn addiction, but here's something I can tell you that is absolutely true. Porn kills your motivation to pursue women in real life. There's a bit of an epidemic of sexual apathy going on worldwide, where husbands, boyfriends, and even single men are turning to pornography rather than real-life women that they see walking around every day. And it makes sense why. It's easier, the women are hotter, the sex is more exciting, and it's available at any time with a click of a mouse. It's usually free. The girls never say no, it's emotionless, and there are no obligations or commitments involved. When I read this totally was speaking to me. Let me continue here. The problem is that there are very negative side effects. The first being that porn creates very, very unrealistic expectations about sex, about women, and about sexuality. Porn makes money by accentuating and exaggerating sexual ideals. Actual sex with an actual woman often involves awkward moments of figuring out what she likes, what you like, and who likes it which way. It also often involves ecstatic moments of emotional intimacy, something porn can never provide. Also, real women, no matter how hot they are, have imperfections that are covered up by porn, by makeup and plastic. Continuing here, but before I continue, I wanted to say that I don't hate porn. I don't dislike porn. I think porn is cool, and I don't dislike it. I'm just trying to watch less of it because I've spent so much time and so many years and so much money in watching it, so I want to try to get away from that. Continuing here. If a guy gets too accustomed to the perfectionism of porn, he's going to have a lot more trouble becoming motivated by the girls he sees every day. The other problem is that porn is so easy that it encourages men to masturbate a lot, i.e. myself. Okay, and as we all know, as men, the more we masturbate, the more interested we become in food and television, and the less we become in women and accomplishing something. Napoleon Hill wrote a famous section in his classic work, Think and Grow Rich, called Sexual Transfiguration. Hill noticed and theorized that extremely successful men also had extremely high sex drives. But not only did they have very high sex drives, but they channeled this sexual energy into their work and their accomplishments. Often they would abstain from sex or masturbation for long periods of time and would therefore feel more energized. This is when this really started resonating with me right here. Science is starting to back this up. Orgasms, more accurately ejaculation in men, actually causes a depletion of various hormones and endorphins, which often lead to useful behaviors as well as motivation. Men who have masturbated constantly since adolescence, i.e. myself, often masturbate so hard and furiously that they desensitize their penis to realistic scenarios. When you masturbate 3 times a day for years straight, you often have to grip yourself very hard and rub furiously to get off. Like that super tight death grip. This can often lead to sexual issues and impotence when a man actually goes to get into bed with a woman. This is because vaginas are soft, they're wet, and the sensations they give you are subtle. Your iron-fisted grip does a horrible job of preparing you for the warm lady love. So here's what I recommend to you and all men who are looking to get motivated and improve themselves. It's my patented masturbation and porn diet that I give to men. In fact, I still go on this diet myself from time to time when I want to add a little motivation to my life. It works wonders, and a lot of men have gotten stunning results from it. I've talked to guys who literally sat around reading dating advice for years without ever taking action, but in my masturbation and porn diet, within 2 weeks they were out meeting women and trying to get dates. Totally speaking to me right now. And I never saw it from this angle. See, I'm personally really great at diets. I have an ongoing gluten-free diet and a mostly vegetarian diet. I'm also pretty good at fasting for 15-hour periods daily. Diets I can do. What makes this absolutely game-changing for me is the sensitivity issue that he was talking about. There have been times when it took work to get things going on my end. I'm talking about times during sex with a partner. These same times it required me to finish it off by masturbating. Reading this makes me think that all that porn and masturbation over the years has truly desensitized me from fully enjoying sex with a woman. I'm always seeking ways to stop watching porn. Like I said, this is the latest in my tool belt, where like a few episodes ago I was talking about the I don't method. I thought I can still masturbate and that would be okay. But if taking a break from both masturbation and porn will push me to date more, I'm all for that. If you can relate with any of this, please contact me. We will be discreet and not share any of your information. My contact info is in the show notes for this episode.